Solar for small to medium businesses isn't something most people talk about, but it might just be the next big wave that pushes solar to a whole new level. For years, we focused on homeowners and utility scale farms, the two extremes of the market, but in between them is a huge gap of opportunity. Businesses that have the roof space, the energy demand, and the tax advantages to make renewable energy not just an environmental choice, but a serious financial one. And here's the thing, the timing couldn't be more critical. The 30% federal solar tax credit, the one homeowners have relied on for years, now officially expires on December 31st, 2025 under the new energy legislation. There's no phase down this time, it's gone after that date unless Congress brings it back. For commercial and industrial systems, incentives remain available for a limited window, but they're tied to new start construction rules and tighter placed in service deadlines. That means the clock is ticking. Businesses that move now can still capture these incentives, but they need to start planning immediately. Now, I'm not a tax professional, so if you're considering a solar or battery project, talk to your CPA. But here's what I can tell you. Businesses still have tools that homeowners never did. They can pair the investment tax credit with accelerated depreciation through the modified accelerated cost recovery system, which lets them write off the cost of their system in as little as 5 years. They can also stack bonus credits for paying prevailing wages, hiring apprentices, or locating projects in energy community zones or low-income census tracts. When you combine those with state and utility incentives, the financial case becomes incredibly strong, but only if you act. Most solar companies haven't focused on these segments. They're either chasing residential rooftops or the big commercial and industrial installations with hundreds of thousands of panels. But that middle ground, 50 to 200 kilowatts, maybe a few hundred kilowatt hours of storage, is wide open. It's where restaurants, grocery stores, car dealerships, and local manufacturers live. These are the businesses that can benefit the most from solar plus storage, yet they're often overlooked. And the reason storage matters so much for businesses comes down to something homeowners rarely deal with: demand charges. Residential customers pay mostly for how much energy they use. Businesses, on the other hand, pay for how much power they pull at one time. One spike in demand when all your refrigeration, lighting, and air conditioning kick on together can inflate your utility bill for the entire month. A properly sized battery system can shave those peaks, discharging power exactly when you need it and keeping that demand number down. But there's another layer to this that most people don't realize. With storage in place, businesses can join virtual power plant networks, systems that link thousands of solar and battery installations together to help stabilize the grid. Utilities pay for that. It's called demand response or grid participation, and it turns your battery from just a backup device into active revenue source. You save money by lowering your demand, and you earn money by supporting the grid when it needs extra capacity. California's self-generation incentive program still provides rebates for commercial storage, and some states like Massachusetts and New York offer additional storage adders or peak shaving incentives. On the federal side, the USDA's Rural Energy for America program, better known as REAP, provides grants and loan guarantees for renewable energy products in rural communities. And the Department of Energy is funding virtual power plant pilot programs across the country to accelerate adoption of distributed storage. These are real programs available right now, but like the tax credit, most have limited funding cycles or application windows. Now, imagine this in practice. A grocery store installs a 150 kilowatt solar array and a 300 kilowatt hour battery. During the day, solar powers refrigeration, lighting, and the checkout systems. In late afternoon, when the grid is stressed and rates spike, the battery discharges to keep the store's draw from utility flat. At night, the same battery can feed stored energy back to the grid through the VPP contract. And if the power goes out, the store stays open. Lights on, freezers cold, customers will still shop. That's energy independence and business resiliency in one try. The same setup can work for a fast food chain, a coffee shop, a manufacturing plant, or even a gas station. Most of these places aren't open 24 hours, which means they have unused battery capacity overnight. That capacity can be monetized through grid services. In other words, you're not just saving money anymore, you're making it. Companies like Fortress Power, Canadian Solar, and Qcell have already developed modular commercial battery units specifically for these kind of applications. They range from small 30 kilowatt hour cabinets up to multi-100 kilowatt hour blocks that can be scaled as your needs grow. Many include built-in power electronics and software load management, grid services, and backup power, all in one single UL listed package. Now, these aren't simple plug and play jobs. You're dealing with 3-phase power, 600 amp plus service gear, and interconnection rules that vary by utility. That's why projects like this require a strong team, a consultant who understands both the technology and the business case, an engineer who can design to code, and a licensed electrician who knows how to build it safely. My company, Renewable Innovations, helps bring all that together. We don't install directly, we consult, design, and coordinate. We make sure your system is sized correctly, your incentive applications are in on time, and your project qualifies for every possible credit and rebate before the deadline hits. The next 12 months are going to determine who captures this opportunity and who misses it. Once the tax credit expires at the end of 2025, the economics for solar for homeowners will shift dramatically. But right now, it's the perfect storm of incentives, technology maturity, and market need. Grid reliability is becoming a serious issue. Energy costs keep climbing, and the same technology that helped homeowners take control of their bills can now give businesses the same independence on a much larger scale. Picture hundreds of small businesses in one city, each with solar and batteries, working together as a distributed power plant. That's local resilience. That's clean energy feeding the community. That's what the next phase of solar looks like. So if you're a small or medium-sized business owner and you want to see how solar plus storage can cut your operating costs, protect you from outages, and maybe even generate new revenue, visit us at reinnovations.org. I'll take the time to learn about your business, your energy usage, and your goals, then design a solution that fits. These are paid consultations, but they're worth every penny when you see how much value the right system can create, especially before these incentives disappear. The truth is, solar has already changed the residential world. It's powering neighborhoods, electric vehicles, and entire lifestyles. But this new wave, the one that really changes how we think about power, is about to come from businesses. Small and medium businesses that realize they can be producers, not just consumers. They're the ones who will make clean energy reliable, local, and resilient. And maybe next time the grid goes down and you're sitting in a cafe with the lights still on, you'll realize that's not luck, that's progress. That's the future being built, one business at a time. So don't wait. The tax credit clock is ticking and the window to capture it is closing fast. Visit reinnovations.org, schedule your consultation. Let's build your energy future before the door shuts. Because solar for small businesses isn't just smart anymore, it's urgent. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and click that little bell icon for all things tech and clean energy. I'm Dale with Renewable Innovations, and I'll see you in the next one.